Hello guys. Yeah, welcome you guys today. So I'm so excited to share with you guys this method of retouching and color grading. Okay, so this is going to be at least one of my premium courses to you guys. Okay, yes, as a Christmas gift. So yeah, let's just get into it. All right. Hello, welcome back to my Facebook, to my Photoshop. Okay, welcome back to my Photoshop. Welcome to my Photoshop. No, welcome back. Welcome to my Photoshop interface. So today we are going to do some retouching and then color grading. All right. So I have these images which I would like to I'd like for us to work on today. All right. So I'm just going to load my image inside. This is a project I'm about to do, so don't worry. So this is the image loaded inside Photoshop. All right. Now, yeah, as you can see, the image have some blemishes and all that stuff. So we are going to learn a retouch technique to, modify this image. Okay, but then let us make the root clear for us. Okay, so first, before we start, we want to look at something here. All right. So why do we retouch? Okay, why do we retouch? We retouch to draw attention to the subject of the photo. So in this case, what is the subject of the photo? This right here, this right here is our subject. Okay, so this image is our subject. All right. Now, so we are going to draw attention to this image. Okay, and then minimize any distraction, anything that can cause distraction. As you can see, this eye is drawing attention. Okay, it's causing distraction. So we are going to remove all the things that may cause distractions inside the photo. All right. So that's why we retouch. Okay, to bring attention to the subject, to the main subject, and remove any distractions that may cause remove the attention from the photo. Do you get it? Now we have processes of retouching. Okay, so when we go to retouching, we have destructive and non-destructive retouching or workflow. We have destructive workflow and non-destructive workflow. Okay, so destructive workflow is when a modification is done to the original photo. Okay, so when I say the original photo, let's say if I duplicate this image right here and then I'll just go for my healing brush. Okay, I'll just go for my spot healing brush or healing brush, and then I start, okay, my healing brush, and I start making these modifications to it. It means everything I do here becomes permanent. Okay, on the pixels of the image. Okay, so the pixels of the image is affected permanently after editing when you are working on destructive workflow. So everything I do here will be affected permanently. Means I can't do any other modification or changes to it. Okay, so let's say you see, so let's say this is my main picture, original photo. You see, I can't make any modification. I hope you understand this one. All right. Now let's go to non-destructive test. Non-destructive test, on the other hand, is the positive of destructive, opposite of destructive test. Okay. So when we say non-destructive test, it means we can work on a project or a photo, okay, and make all sort of modifications to it without harming or affecting the image, the original pieces of the image, okay, without harming it. Okay, and we can do this with the help of Photoshop layers. So if I create a layer here, I am going to, so yeah, we are going to do this with the help of Photoshop layers. Okay, so I create a new layer here, and then let's say I want to make a modification on this image. All right, so I'll just zoom inside the image, and then I will just make a modification to the image how I want it to be. All right, so by so doing this means I'm not on the original photo. Okay, I'm on a layer. Okay, so it means I can make changes to this after the modification, and the original image will not be affected. So let me see. If I turn off this layer, you can see that what I did here is gone. Okay, so before and after, you get it. So this is how we call non-destructive layer. This course, retouching course, and this is the retouching aspect. Okay, we are going to go inside the color grading aspect as well. Okay, but I want you guys to understand the retouching concept. So let's just go. Okay, so in retouching, sometimes our eyes cannot identify things on the first glance. Okay, so it means when we look on a photo and we want to retouch, it's not all the destructive things that our eyes can see. Okay, so we are going to need something called check layers or check layer. Okay, to identify things or stuffs to work on when you are working on a retouch. Okay, so before check layer session, let us establish this first. Okay, so you know that we have three properties of a photo, right? So we have they are the three major properties. Okay, so they come together to make a single photo. Okay, so these properties, we have the hue. Okay, the hue, what the hue does is that the hue are the colors contained inside the image. Okay, so it means this image, there are some certain colors contained. Okay, and that is what the hue. And we have the saturation. The saturation speaks of how intense a color is. Means is this part saturated, oversaturated, desaturated? Do you get it? Yeah, so it informs us on how the color intensity is in the image. Don't worry, you understand when we get to the practical aspect. Don't worry. So the luminosity is what I was trying to say before. Is the it shows it speaks of how light or dark a region of a photo is, or how light or dark a photo is. And that's the luminosity. And these three properties combine to make a single photo. Anytime you take a look at a photo, all these properties are there. It's just that our brain just combine all these things to make sense. Okay, all right. So now we move to how how the brain helps us to get rid of distractions. Okay, how the brain helps us to get rid of distractions. Now, to do this, you're going to need what we call the check layers. Okay, so we are going to separate all the properties that we've mentioned above, okay, and deal with them independently to achieve a single photo. All right, so a check layer is a layer or a group of layers that helps us to specifically check a property of a photo. Like I was saying, so we want to check the how many blemishes are in this photo. Maybe you cannot see with our bare eyes, but with the help of check layers, we are going to see them properly. Okay, so it's going to help us to separate and specify our distractions and deal with them. You get it? Yes. So that's all we are going to do. That's all you need to know about the check layers. Yes. So let's just go to the next one. I'll see you in the next one. Let's just get going. So for our first layer, check layer, we are going to talk about or work on it is what? The solar curve. So how the name goes, solar curve. Let me just change my windows to retouching. Yes. Okay. We are going to talk about the curve, the solar curve. So to get the solar curve, you can access the curve from here or from the adjustment layer. So I'm just going to click on this symbol here. That's the curve. All right. So we are going to create a zigzag wave. Okay. So like this zigzag wave. So I'm just going to put them up a little bit. And you want to have something like this. Okay. So a peak up, peak down, peak up, peak down. Okay. So this will help us get rid of the blemishes we don't see in the background. Okay, so this was going to help us achieve them. All right, that's why I said there are some things that you cannot see with your bare eyes on first glance, but with the help of this, you're going to see them. So let me just bring this up a little bit. So you can see that there are some dot parts on the background image. Okay. So that's what we are going to tackle now. Yes, this is okay. Now I'm going to, yes, you can see that there are some dot on the background. So we are going to get rid of it. So let's just create a new layer and name it blemishes. Okay, I'm going to make it blem. Then I'm going to select the spot healing brush, and I'm using Photoshop 2024 by the way. So maybe your interface may be a bit different from mine. So I'm just going to paint them out. Okay, so just paint them out, then get rid of those distractions now. All right, I think it's okay. So Yes, you can take your time and do this, okay, for you to get the results you need. You can take your time to do this. I'm telling you, this can take forever. If you really pay attention to details, this can take most of your time. All right, but if you have tablet, this process can be extremely helpful. If you don't have, just follow along your mouse. All right, now I think we are done. We are done working on the background. Okay, so we are going to disable our check layer. Don't worry if even if you turn on and off this, you won't see. You can see that there are this points, this spots. You know, can you see? But if I turn it off, you see on, off, on, off. But this layer at first you can't see it with your first, can't see it at first glance, right? So we've been able to tackle that one. So that's what a solar curve. Now let us go to the next one. We're going to clean up the skin. We're going to clean up the blemishes of the skin. So I guess I will be seeing you in the next one, I suppose. Yeah. This session we are going to talk about how to remove the blemishes. Okay, and you guys can attest to me that the skin is made up of what? Red, yellow, and what? Orange, right? So yeah, so we are going to set a check layer for that. So I'm going to go to this. Let me just bring bring the properties here. Yes, use the properties. All right. Now I'll just click on the black and white adjustment. You can also find them. It's here somewhere. The black and white adjustments. And then that the blemishes are a little bit more of what, a red. Okay. So I'm just going to turn the red down and then tone up the yellows. Okay, red down a little bit more, yellow up. Now we can see our blemishes on the dark spot. All right. Now we are going to paint out our blemishes. I'm going to use the healing brush. Okay, guys. This process I can tap. I'll click tap on my keyboard. Okay, and then I'll have a space, or click F to have enough space to work on. Right. Yeah, so I'll just sample a place on the image. Okay, click F, then click Alt, hold Alt and click on that blemishes. Okay, so I'll sample here. I'll press Alt and then brush. Okay, Alt and brush. Okay, Alt and brush. So guys, that's how we are going to do it. So yes, I'm not going to keep you here. I'm just going to speed up this process so that you guys can also do your own thing. No, get it? So catch me on this part later. All right. So yeah, we are on this session. We are done with our blemish removal, and then yes, you can spend as much time as you want on this image, to achieve perfect, results. Okay, so I think for this one it's cool for our retouch process. Now let's go to the next step. So I'm going to delete these check layers. All right, and then I'm going to add another check layer. So that check layer is going to help us smoothing and clean up the skin. Do you get it? So we are going to use a method called dodge and bend for this type of retouch. Okay, we have two types of retouching. We have the frequency separation, and then we have the dodge and bend retouch method. Okay, so for the frequency separation, I've thought about that some years ago, a few months ago. Yes, so you can check that out in my Telegram platform if you want to. But for this one, I think it's new to you guys. So dodge and bend, I'm going to use the dodge and bend method for this type of retouch. Okay, so for us to achieve and get correct results, we are going to allow the gradient map to exaggerate the right or the correct highlights and shadows for us. Okay, to smooth it. So we are going to create a smooth gradient for our skin. Okay, so that's what we are going to try. We are trying to do now. So I'll just hit on the gradient map. Okay, and make sure that always make sure that you're on the white and black foreground. All right. Now in this case, I'm gonna have to reverse it like this. Okay, so the black will turn to white and the white will turn to black. All right. So I will then make use of the levels. Okay. So the levels. Let me just put this one away. Levels. I'll just push in the shadows a little bit more. Okay. So that I'll work on it to get a smooth. So let's just push more a bit more. Yeah. I think this is okay. I'm going to work on this one to achieve. You see that this is a little bit more rough, as you can see. So we are going to make them smooth. Okay. So that the skin will blend well. All right. Now I'm just gonna group these layers and then name it dodge and burn check. All right. Dodge and burn check. Then I'm gonna come beneath the dodge and burn check and then create two curve layers. Okay, I'll create two curve layers and then I will name this. I will make this multiply and then I'll make this screen. So if I turn on off the check layer, you can see. Okay. All right. So with this, I'm gonna make it burn. All right, and then I'm gonna make it dodge. So that normal dodge and burn thing. So I'm on my layer mask, so I'll click Control I to invert, then I'll click Control I to invert on this one too. Yes, and I'm gonna group them also. I'll name it micro dodge and burn. Okay, micro dodge and burn. Micro dodge and burn. This is what we are going to use to smoothen the skin. All right. So first, I'm going to be on my check layer. All right. Yes, it's a little bit scary about it, but then it's okay. So, of course, this one too. I won't keep you guys here for long. I'm just going to do the forehead or the cheek for you guys to see, get the idea, and then you also follow along. Okay. So here, where you see the black part, the blacks. Okay. Work on what? The burn it. Okay, if you see the white, okay, on the skin, use dodge to dodge it. Okay, now so use this is inverted image. Okay, we have inverted it, so we are going to use burn for the dark and then dodge for the highlights. Okay, yes, so I'll just be on my burn. I'll select my brush. Okay, brush, and then I will select the general one, this one. All right. Okay, then I'll select this one, then I'll come here and I'll put this to 10, and of course I'll also put this to 10 so that I'll have control of anything I'm doing here. You get it? So now I'm going to work on the blacks. So I'll start working on the blacks. So remember, burn, you work on the blacks. So I'll just paint in the blacks just to create a smooth texture on my model. Okay, just to create a smooth texture of the model. So just anywhere you see blacks, paint using the what? So I'm going to paint in this real quick. Make sure that I have some smooth skin tone. Right. And I love this process than the frequency separation. You know, frequency separation, sometimes you tend to lose some of the textures on the skin. Get it? But this, I mean, this, don't lose any texture from the skin. You just get. So yeah, I'm not going to keep you here. So okay, let me show you how to paint the highlights, the burn. So I'm just going to paint in here, make it bigger, make it bigger. All right, just a little bit like so, targeting the lighter parts, and then you are trying to create a smooth scene here, right, so that they blend perfectly. You get it? So that's just what we're trying to do. Yep. So yeah, follow along and let's do this. in burn dodge. So let's take the stroke of this. You didn't do much here. If you take your time on this, you're going to achieve something very beautiful. Okay, so take your time on this. All right, this, I like this process than the frequency separation. Yeah, so before, after. So then we have this natural blend of the skin. Okay, so yes, and then we didn't even lose the textures. You can look at them. Okay, you can look at them. Of course, we can also spot some blemishes here. Sorry, yeah, you can spot some blemishes here, which we are going to get rid of that. So I'll just click and I'm just going to leave it there because I don't want to smoothen that part again. So yeah, let's just leave it. Right. But I trust that you can get it perfectly then. Now, the next thing to do is to go for our saturation check. Okay, so let me just create a new layer, so a new layer, and then let me use my pen and my brush. Okay, and then let me just sample a color, let's say red color. Yeah, so if you take a look at this, sorry, let me just turn into this part, flow 100. So if you look at this part, it is dark, right? The eye is dark, okay, bright, okay, this is dark, this is dark, okay, and we have bright here too. So let's study the image. All right, let's study the image. So I think we have some blacks going on here too, and then blacks going in here too. So all you have to do is to just analyze the image. You have black, so black is what? Saturation. No, black is saturation. Okay, then white is desaturate. All right, desaturate. So if you see black, okay, you see black means that place is what? Desaturated. Okay, so you have to make it saturated. Okay, so we can achieve this using our check layer called the gradient, the selective color. Okay, so I'll click here. Then this, what you're going to do here is more simple. That you want to use absolute, okay, because these have much color than the relative. Okay, so I'll just come to red and then use it down. This, we are creating our check layer for the saturation. Okay, now let's go to white, pump it up, go to neutrals, pump it up, go to black and then pump it up. Yes, and sometimes you may not see things well as you want to see them, so you're going to make use of what? Your curve layer. Okay, pump it up a little bit like so, and then go to what? Your how do you call it? Your curves, your levels, and then pump it up a little bit like so, and then group them. Group them and then name it saturation check layer. Okay, saturation check layer. All right, now you're going to paint this, but then let us, with the help of the hue and saturation, you're going to get it. So double click on this, okay, to have two saturation layers. So this one we're going to name it such. Okay, such saturation. So it is also known as what? Black. All right, for make sure you follow this very carefully, and this is white, and then it is what? This is desaturate. Sorry, desaturate. Desatch. So white, so that it will help us remember, guide us remember what we want to do. So now, so for the desaturate, it is white, already white, right? So desaturate, you're going to make it darker. Okay, so negative 30, negative 25, negative 50, any amount of number you want to. I'm just going to put in 25 here, and then I'll just come here and then I'll put in 25, positive 25. So you see that the dark parts are a bit lightened. Okay, so you see that the bright part are a bit darkened. You get it? So I'm going to hide this by pressing Ctrl I to hide the layer, or you can just come here and then how do you do it from here now? I think there's Ctrl I. Yes. Then I will come on my blacks. So I'm targeting the blacks, right? So I'll just select my brush tool from here, just like what we did the other time. No, you just select the round brush, then go to 10. This one also 10. All right. Now we have our check, and let's group this to be saturation color. All right, saturation color. What is this? This is okay. This is what I used to demonstrate. All right. Now, remember the white, the blacks. We use what? Sat and paint. Okay. Then the white, we use what? For the white is going this way. Remember, right? For this way. So we have white here. We have this is a bit white. We have white all over this place. Okay. So we're going to use white. All right. Now, let's delete this real quick. Let me activate my blacks, and then I'm going to paint in the bracts to add in some more some more color to it. Okay. So I'll just paint in like so. Okay. So guys, I won't take much of your time. So since you get the idea, just paint in the blacks. Okay, paint in the blacks to create that smooth gradient as we did on the other one. All right, so you can also watch this video as many as you want, just that it won't be available for a long time. You know, I think you have only 24 hours, just like the other one I posted in the group. You had only 24 hours to do that, to learn this course. All right, this is also one of the highly demanding courses in the market, and you're having it for free. So go ahead and paint in the blocks. No, remember, don't stay on one place for long. Okay. As you can see, it's working. Now, let me see you in the next one. So yeah, let's turn off our saturation. As you can see the changes: on, off, on, off. So we have that natural sort of here. You can see that if I zoom inside the eyes, okay, and I turn off and on, you can see, right? So off, sorry, I have to turn all of them on, off, on, off, on. Yes, so see that saturated part, the saturated part have become saturated, and then we have a very clean blend of the image. Okay, you can as well go ahead and then do it properly. Take your time. You can achieve great results than mine, as you can see. Now, what's the next step for us? So the next step for us is called the micro dodge and bend. Okay, so the micro dodge and bend, we are going to add some contouring and then some we are going to add some contouring and some three-dimensional effects to this image. All right, so let's just get going. So I'm not going to use any check layer for this. Okay, so I'll just click on the curve layer, and then I'll name this burn. I'll name this burn. I'll name this I hope not. Okay. I'll name this Dodge. Alright. I'll name it Dodge. Then I'll group them in a layer, and then I'll name it Global Dodge and Burn. Global Dodge and Burn. Alright. Then let's see. Sorry, I apologize for the sound in the background. Yes, I'm supposed to do this midnight, but I couldn't. So yeah. Then okay. Oh God. Seriously, I thought I was recording my voice. No. Okay, all the same, let's just keep going. Just keep going. So now we have this. Okay. So I'm gonna make this multiply. I'm gonna make this screen. Now I'm gonna now invert the mask, Control I. The same thing to this part to invert the mask, Control I. Then, so you can see the before, after, before and after, before, after. Yes, that's what we've been able to achieve. So remember I said we are going to separate the properties of the images together separately, properties of the image separately, and then we bring it back together as what? A one photo. That's what we're doing. Now I'm going to add some contouring into this. I'm going to add some shadows to this part. Yes, let's add some shadows to this part. Can as well large this. Yeah, then let's add some shadows to give it some kind of three-dimensional. Yes, and then I'll go to the dodge, this brush a little bit. So this, guys, I'm charging my mouse, so I'm just using my touchpad for this. Then oh, come on. All right. Be careful when you are working with Photoshop. Don't go hitting some keys and regret later. Okay. All right. So I will just lower this a little bit, and then I will just paint in. Go back. Sorry for the sound. I really regret this, but guys, I promise you something. I'm give it to you. You know, I have pre-recorded once there, but hey, come on. That one is just there. Okay, let me just make this so that I have some other interaction with you guys. You know. Yes, so let me just add some contouring to it. Okay, bit smaller. All right, so another one here, a bit more. All right, so hands, deploys, and just zoom in for you guys to see. Hands, deploys. So let me just add some more of the dodge to the image. Yes, make it pop more. I think I'm okay with the process now. Yes, just something small to make it. It depends on every image. Okay, so that's why I'm giving you this image. Okay, for you to try. That's why I'm giving this image for you guys to try that for me. All right, so that you guys will try that for me. It's loading. It's not a small file, it's a very big file. Let me just retouch. retouch. Yeah, so I have that image here also. Okay, so I did some retouching on that. Sorry, I did some retouching on that. So you see, consider the before and after. So this is the before and this is the after. You get it? So you're going to retouch this using the same process. Okay, I'm going to retouch this using the same process. And let me show you the other one I did too. Okay, this is the other one too. All right. So, and let me show you. So you can see that before and after from that image. So before and after the image, and just go back to this. So you can see the before and after, right? If you take your time to do it, you're going to have something like this. All right? Yes. So you're going to use the same process. I'm not going to spoon feed anybody here. You guys have grown. Yes, and then we're going to go straight to the color grading class. Think learning is easy. No, learning is not easy. So now I'm going to add some touches to it. Okay. So I'll just stamp visible, Control Alt Shift plus E. Then I'll right click and then convert to smart fader and then Control Shift A. And then set my camera roll faders and then I'll go to lights and then I'll try my best to see if I can add some contrast to it. Then I can add some shadows. Boost the shadows a little bit. And then I'll boost the color of my subjects just like so. Get it? Yes. Add some saturation 1% to it. And then I'll come to my, no, I'm not going to use colors for this. And then I'll come to my mixture. I'll go to here and then I'll see, okay, let me just add a bit of reds to it. Let's go. Okay, I'm just going to leave this as it is. And then I'm going to reduce this to some 5. And check the greens and the yellows again. Alright, so I will go to saturation and then see what I can do there. I'm gonna add some 5, I guess, and I'm gonna reduce the oranges a bit. Okay, the oranges in it is too much, so yes, so consider before and after, before and after. Yes, let me just keep it at 3 for now. Yes, keep it at 3. Yeah. Then I'll see the yellows. The yellows, I see them on the eye. So the yellows, I'll turn it down 2%. Then I'll I boost in the sharpness a little bit more. Then it's going to say before and after the camera effects, right? I don't want to go to effects more, but then I add some more texture to the image and some sharpness to the image. So you can see, there you go. Consider before and after. Right? Yeah. So this is the before, the other stuff after. Alright. I think this one is best than this after adding the camera feathers to it. So, and stepwise. Okay? Yeah. I'm loving it already. So the next thing you can do if you want to post this is you just want to come to your exposure. I like using exposure than brightness and contrast because the exposure actually exposes the colors inside the image, okay, whilst the brightness or just brighten it. So let's expose the colors. I like it. So hence the brush. So the colors in it are just exposed, you know, and I'm loving it. You can go ahead and save it as a JPEG file. Alright, I believe you guys know how to save this. The my work here is done. So guys, I'll see you in the next tutorial called color grading. Okay, color grading. So let's go to that.